community. Hang on one second. I'm just trying to fix this this camera. But we're having our open enrollment for the Unlocking Greatness community. And so this is my second time going live today. So for the focus of this session, I want to talk to you all a little bit about not apologizing for going higher. That's what I want to put the subject matter on. And the reason I want to focus on don't apologize for going higher is because I realize a number of things. Whenever you're setting out to pursue a goal or a dream, hang on one second here. I forgot to share this link. You guys, give me 1 second. I forgot to share the link. Hang on. I apologize, you all. I had to share the link really quickly. I want to talk about from this day forward, I don't ever want you all apologizing for going higher. Now, many of you all already know what I mean by that. You apologize for going higher when you stay low. You stay low in small thinking. You stay low in not really going all in on the gifts and dreams that God has given you. And get this, you stay low even in your mindset, with the way that you perceive that, with the way that you even think of what's possible in your life. So we are having open enrollment. Everyone knows today is open enrollment for the Unlocking Greatness community. So I know a number of you all have joined. For those of you who are still looking to join, you can go directly to unlockinggreatness.com and join. But I want to read a little bit to you all. Go grab your book, Necessary. I want to read a little bit from this chapter about apologizing for going higher, because I hope, at least from these next, several minutes while I'm on this live, at least this is my second time going live today, I at least want to light a fire in you. I want a fire to be lit in you, that by the time you finish with this live, you're saying to yourself, wait a minute, I have wasted too much time. I've been apologizing for too long by staying low for too long. Some of you all don't even know you're apologizing by staying low, because it's become a normal way of life. You know, you get up, you kind of go through the same routines. And I'm really speaking to entrepreneurs right now. I'm going to have a major talk with you all, the entrepreneurs. Some of you all, you know what's going on with your businesses and stuff. But because of them self-doubts and self-limiting beliefs and some of the things that you've been dealing with, you've been apologizing by staying low and not going all in. It could be due to fears. It can be due to a number of things. So I especially want those of you who are entrepreneurs to pay careful attention. For the rest of you all who are on this live right now, today is the open enrollment for the Unlocking Greatness community. This is the third time that I've done this, where I've spent pretty much throughout the day going live all throughout the day. Inviting people into the Unlocking Greatness community open enrollment. So if you've been looking for personal development, if you've been looking for entrepreneur growth, now is definitely the day to get yourself into the Unlocking Greatness community for our lives. So I want you all to comment. If you already have access to chapter 14 for Necessary, just put a comment in here and let me know if you've read this or not. And that'll let me know how much to read into this, because I want to spend this particular segment reading from my book a little bit. So comment really quickly. Let me know, have you read this chapter titled, I Won't Apologize for Going Higher? Do you need me to read the affirmation, or you've already read the majority of it? Put a quick comment in here. One, comment so that I can know that you're on the live and you can hear me. And also put a comment and let me know if you've read it yet. So just put a comment that I've read it or I have not read it. Okay, so someone is saying yes. Let me know what you mean by yes. Let me know if you've actually read it. And Frank, you as well. I see you, Frank. Let me know if you've actually read from this or not. You all put a comment in the section real quickly. Okay, Reg's channel says, yes, I read it. Hey, Mama Z. Anyone else? I see some more people joining the live. Let me know. Michelle says she already on chapter 10. Go ahead, Michelle. Let me all know if you all have read from chapter 14, I Won't Apologize for Going Higher. Someone says I've not read it. Okay. Anyone else? Let me know. Put your comment in here if you've read it or not, if you've read from it or not. And if you haven't, just let me know. And for those of you who know some people that can really benefit from what I'm about to read to you, because this is a pretty strong chapter about making a decision to move forward in life, go ahead and share this live link with them and let them know to go ahead and join on, because it's not often that I'm live throughout the day, especially for open enrollment. And I'm coming at you all with a lot of love, but also with a lot of power with some of the things I'm about to share. So go ahead and share this live with other people if there's some people you think can really use it, especially if you have friends of yours who are entrepreneurs or business owners or coaches or what have you. I think this would be good for them to hear. All righty, so I'm going to read a little bit. Okay, a couple of people said they've read it. A couple of people said they've not. Chapter 14, this is just the affirmation which says, I won't apologize for going higher. I won't apologize for going higher. I won't apologize for dreaming so big that it makes others uncomfortable. I won't apologize for reaching so high that I must elevate and be completely transformed. I can't apologize for going higher because my Father has created me to soar. Therefore, I must rise. Now, this is just the affirmation to chapter 14. I won't apologize for going higher. And you may be saying to yourself, Z, it's open enrollment day. Why are you reading about going higher? And this is open enrollment day for the Unlocking Greatness community. Let me explain a thing or two. You all know the vast majority of the conversations I have with members who join the Unlocking Greatness community. You know the vast majority of it is getting them to get out of their heads with low thinking and with being afraid of making major quantum leaps in their lives and in their businesses, right? So that they can do the things that they have to do and be able to generate the wealth and the income that they need to take care of their family and others. But do you all understand how strong that force is that tries to come against us and make us stay low? So that's what this chapter is all about. When I wrote chapter 14, I won't apologize for going higher, I was in the mindset of thinking, okay, I know that I've not become this person yet, at least in the physical. I've not become this person yet that God has ordained for me to become. But I also know that I'm apologizing by staying low because I'm afraid of what people are going to think or say. So I had to go through that journey. And many people, when they join the Unlocking Greatness community, you know, the first couple of weeks, this is one of the main things we have to spend time on is dealing with fear. There are 4 primary things that I want to talk about just in this live segment right now. One of the main goals is small thinking. Members who join the Unlocking Greatness community, one of the first things that I want you all to be focusing on overcoming is no more small thinking. That's why this chapter is written. I won't apologize for going higher. No more small thinking. Now I'm going to pause on this for a second. I want to ask you all a question. When you think about your goals and the dreams that you have in mind, even for this next couple of months, just the next couple of months, do you consider that as small thinking? Or do you consider that as something really grand, really spectacular, something that almost seems impossible to you? In fact, I want you all to write down in the comments. Let me pause a second before I read a little bit more. What are some of the goals that you have even in the next couple of months? Because I can tell by your comments. I can almost tell by the comments and what you write in there, almost like the frame of mind that you're in. I know for myself, I can tell. What are some of the goals that you have? Just for these next couple of months. An even better way of writing this is, what would you like to see possible in your life as well as in your business in these next couple of months? You all put that in the chat. What would you like to see possible? Because I'm going to follow up and ask you some questions about that. Shizzy says, I want to get my, I don't know what the SN is and pass. It looked like it's some sort of an exam or test or something. Okay, I love that. Nina says growth. Nina, be specific with me. Be very, very, very specific. That's one of the things that you'll learn as a member in the Unlocking Greatness community. When you set your goals and dreams, you need to be very, very specific on exactly what does that mean. So when you say growth, what does that mean? What are some of the areas you all want to grow in? Let me see some more comments come in. And while you all are commenting, I'm going to read a little bit more from chapter 1, and maybe this will make sense. Aquarius says, I don't know. Thank you for your honesty, baby. Someone says, I don't know. Okay. I'm seeing some more comments say. Someone says passing their nursing exam. Okay. All right. Let me read a little bit more in chapter 14. For those of you all who are joining me, we're having open enrollment today for the Unlocking Greatness community. I was live earlier talking about it a little bit. I cannot even begin to say enough about the changes that the members are having inside of the Unlocking Greatness community. It's a beautiful community where you get help for personal development, of course, spiritual growth, but as well as entrepreneurship. Someone says, I'm in a healing phase of my life and I'm working on myself. Nina, I love that. So anyway, we're having open enrollment today, and we have a lot going on. We're giving away some of my private manufactured unbreakable necklaces, autographed signed copies of my book. So for all the members that joined today, just know you're going to be getting a special free gift from me. And you can go to unlockinggreatness.com to register for open enrollment. And I'll be talking to you a little bit later today inside of the community. Someone said they're focusing on their health. I like that. Someone says, I would like to not just start, but to commit to wealth building. That is very, very, very important. As I'm talking to you, I see a person commenting. I've started watching the past videos after signing up on Tuesday, and it's helping me tremendously. I can see comments coming through from members in the Unlocking Greatness community because we have our own custom branded app. So the messages actually appear right away. And just as I'm talking to you all, that was a real message someone just put in the community, someone that just joined on Tuesday. But to speak to the wealth building piece, I'm so glad you said that, because on Wednesday we had a guest speaker came and spoke to us, and he did an entire master class on money blocks, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I would love for you to watch that video if you should decide to join today, because one of the main areas, we do need to work on our finances and wealth building. We do. But if we don't know that there's a money block, if we don't know that there's something in us that has to change, and we keep apologizing for going higher, many times, you all, we think that we're waiting on God to show up and do something. And many times is we haven't even dealt with ourselves. We haven't even positioned ourselves so that even the wealth or the money would even be willing to flow to us, because we have money blocks, which is something you all are going to learn about, by the way. We have these blocks that we don't even know what it means and don't even know what is there. So that's what that member in the community was referring to, because she's going back through that lesson again. It was one of the most powerful sessions we've ever had. And so many of the members in the Unlocking Greatness community said, Z, you don't even understand what that last session just did for me. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, every week we have these powerful live workshop sessions. I should start calling them master classes, because we have guest speakers that come in, and we have our next session this coming Monday. So let me read a little bit from chapter 14. I won't apologize for going higher. And I pray to God that this lights a fire inside of you. There was a time in my life when I allowed fears to keep me from dreaming beyond my circumstances, because I didn't want to offend those who felt they knew where I belonged. Somehow I felt guilty for wanting to go higher. I didn't want anyone to feel uncomfortable by seeing me rise to higher levels, because I feared it would not only challenge the way they viewed me, but also the way they viewed themselves. Hold on to that point for a minute, because I'm going to come back to that. So I apologize for going higher by staying low. I wasn't willing to admit it at the time, but somehow I had a fear of actually succeeding, and that scared me, because I knew that not everyone in my surroundings would be able to accept, appreciate, or love me at a higher level. I didn't want to leave anyone behind. I didn't want anyone to be jealous or envious of me, and I certainly didn't want anyone to be offended by my audacity to dream beyond their version of me. So I stayed low a little longer. I'm going to pause a second before I come back and read a little bit more. Some of you all may not be willing to admit this, because I know when we're online and people are commenting, and many of you all that are commenting now and watching the live, some of you may not be willing to admit it. But sometimes the reason why you're not rising and going to higher levels, and you're apologizing by staying low, is you know that that's going to change your situation and maybe even the people in your lives. And I know this because I talk to many members in the Unlocking Greatness community. It's difficult to change and to grow and to stretch beyond what other people think of you when you're around them every day, especially when it comes to family members and friends or coworkers or whatever. Someone says, yes, that was me. It's very difficult. I don't care how strong you may say you are. It's difficult, right? But what you have to understand, baby, every single day that you continue to walk and wake up every morning and go throughout your day settling for less, because either you don't believe in yourself, or you're afraid of what other people may think or say about you, even though you may not be willing to admit it. But trust me when I say I have the opportunity, by the grace of God, to speak to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And it doesn't matter if they don't have a dime to their name or they're mega millionaires. I'm noticing across the board, you all, it is the same. Someone says, I don't believe in myself. It is the same for most people across the board, even for those who won't willingly admit it openly. When I get in those private conversations with them, and you know I've had a lot of private conversations with many of you all, because most of the members who join the Unlocking Greatness community, I at least try to make sure that I get a chance to officially welcome you into the community. When I get into those private conversations, I would say 8 times out of 10, it boils down to self-worthiness. It boils down to fear of what other people will think or say. It boils down to being stuck in a specific career, or maybe you have a degree in a certain area, and the thought of you leaving that and going into something else to pursue your gifts and dreams scares you to death, or you're worried or concerned about what other people will say or think. That's what I mean when I talk about don't apologize for going higher. You all have to realize this. We're only on this earth for such a short period of time. And you owe it to yourself to live. You owe it to yourself to have better. And sometimes we apologize for going higher because it actually, now this I didn't know, I learned this the hard way. It actually forces other people to look at themselves. Is anyone catching that? Let me know if you understand what I just said. Put in a comment. When you make a decision, and some of you may not even be able to relate to what I'm saying because maybe you haven't gotten to that point yet. But baby, when you make a decision to go higher, and you make a decision, the Queen Network says while I'm hearing you, when you make a decision to go to higher levels, baby, if you have not experienced it, trust me, you will. It forces the very people in your surroundings to look at themselves because you're breaking outside of this version of who they thought you should be, right? And so by you doing it, it almost forces other people to look like, well, what am I doing? And so many times we walk around with these giftings and with these anointings that God has given us. Such anointings and grace over our lives. And you don't even know it, but you spend your days apologizing every single day by staying low. I'm going to say that again. Tasha said that's right. You spend your time apologizing every single day, and you don't even know you're apologizing. You don't even know that's what you're doing by staying low. By the excuses. For those of you who are just watching, today is open enrollment day for the Unlocking Greatness community, and I'm going live throughout the day. We've opened up the platform for pretty much everyone around the world to be able to join. And I pray to God that it changes your life. The members who have already joined, my goodness, the testimonies from them are unbelievable. One of the primary goals in the Unlocking Greatness community is to be rid of small thinking. No, in fact, I want you all to put that in the comment section. I want you to comment, no more small thinking. From this day forward, someone just put a note in here. Oh, Claudia, I love what you just wrote, baby. Claudia said, if you don't rise, God may force it. Claudia, that's powerful. Claudia, that's really powerful what you just said. Sometimes when we see that resistance that comes up in our life, right? And we're looking at resistance, like, why is this resistance here? What, just as I was starting to do this, now all of a sudden there's this cloud of resistance that come my way, or I just lost my job or whatever it is. Sometimes people don't even know. If you won't get your butt up and rise to higher levels the way that God has called you to and walk in that leadership, that's the end goal with all of the members in the Unlocking Greatness community, by the way. I want every single person, by the grace of God, to step into their role as a leader and do what they are called to do. I know I'm getting a little something, because whenever I talk about this subject, I can't explain it. There's just some fire come out of me. And the reason the fire comes out of me is because I have the opportunity to talk to thousands of you all. Some of you all are going through situations that you don't even have to be going through if you knew who you were, if you got the mindset right, and you get yourself in the right environment so that you can rise up and grow and step into that role. Your knees are going to shake like you wouldn't believe, baby. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to not be sure of things at times. And I don't care how confident you look on the outside. I speak to a whole lot of confident women who are running major companies. And when I get them alone, just like I did the other day when I was on a Zoom call with some of them, baby, that's when the truth comes out and they say, Z, the truth of the matter is, and many of them have told me this, even recently, they said, Z, I know I pour into people so much. And I know on the outside, I seem like this big, strong person because everybody comes to me for advice. Everybody comes to me for whatever. Even in the family, when things are needed, they come to me. But people have no idea the amount of weight on my plate. People have no idea, Z, that I have my own insecurities. Like they wouldn't even believe me if I told them. People have no idea there's dreams and aspirations that I want to pursue and go after. Dreams and goals that I know God has given me, but I'm afraid or I'm scared of messing up or I can't afford to mess. Okay, I think it's back. Everyone needs to step into that position of leadership, you all. That's what we're all here for. Step into that role. And you are going to be afraid. Resistance will show itself. But from this day forward, I want you all to make, in fact, you all put this in the comment. I won't apologize. Put that in the comment section. I won't apologize. From this day forward, can you all just make the decision? Even if you make the decision that, you know what, I'm not looking to get any extra help for mindset training or personal development or entrepreneur workshops. I'm not into this stuff, Z. I don't need your help. That's fine, baby. I love you regardless. But can you make the decision today that you're no longer going to apologize by staying low? The queen says, I won't apologize to my family. Somebody else says, I won't apologize. Another person said, I won't apologize. Can you make a decision today, at least for yourself? I won't apologize. Let's go a little bit deeper into what this means. For those of you who are watching, hang on a second here, you guys. There's a lot going on in the background. Today is the open enrollment. Hang on a second. Someone said there's no sound. Okay, she said it's back now. That's good. Today is the open enrollment for the Unlocking Greatness community. This is our third time doing this where we have an open enrollment throughout the entire day. You literally have no excuse whatsoever. We put our introductory rates back on there. We have our membership tiers back on there for people that want to join and get the help they need. I can't even begin to tell you how the members in the community are growing. We've had a number of new people that joined recently. And even in the most recent live workshop session, by the grace of God, they said, Z, this far exceeded my expectations. I didn't even know that it was all this in this program. I didn't know that we have these live like master classes where we have guest speakers, experts, by the way, come in, training us on our mindset, training us on how to get unstuck, training us how to overcome money blocks, training us on AI technology with our businesses. The next speaker we have this Monday is training on self-compassion and overcoming friction, right? Because she says, I want to teach them about how you've got to work in a flow. But what happens mentally, like how do you overcome frictions in your life and work in self-compassion? So we have guest speakers that come in all the time, and that's what the community is all about. Let me just see. All right, there's some comments coming up. So let's read from chapter 14. I won't apologize for going higher. For those of you who are looking to join, you can go to unlockinggreatness.com. Oh, let me pause 1 second. All of the members that joined today, let me get it. You all are getting as a free gift from me, my Unbreakable necklace collection. You're going to get to choose which one you want. And I have gold. There's rose gold, which is really beautiful. I don't know if you all can even see it. There's gold, there's rose gold. There's black, and it says Unbreakable, by the way. And then there's silver. This is something very, very, very special to me. I designed and had this collection manufactured, which is something you learn in the Unlocking Greatness community if you choose to be in the business community. I trademark protected it and had the products created. And this is something I'm giving away as a free gift to all of the members that joined today. So it comes in a beautiful box. There's a card in here, and I don't know if you can see that little pouch that says Unbreakable Collection with Zenja Glass. So all of the new members, only for the ones that joined today for open enrollment, you all as a special guest are going to get this. I'm actually even shipping it for free. And for those who are already members, who are probably saying, Z, I didn't get one of those when I joined. You all can go to unlockinggreatness.com, and on the shop button there, you can just click it and just buy it yourself, because I sell them for $39.99 plus shipping. But anyway, you all are going to get this. There's a beautiful card in here that says, I wasn't created to break under pressure, because God helps me weather my storms. He strengthens me, therefore I am more than a conqueror. I am unbreakable. And that's the special message that's going to come inside of this gift box for you all. These are going to be available in stores nationwide eventually, but right now they're giving out as special gifts to the members in the Unlocking Greatness community. So I just want to let you all know today for open enrollment. Hey Rosario, for open enrollment, I'm sending those out to all of the new members that joined today. Now, if you don't want a necklace today, I'm also sending out a copy of my book, an autographed copy. So if you do decide to join the Unlocking Greatness community, you're going to be able to indicate if you want a necklace or if you want the book. And again, I'm shipping this for free, no charge. I'm shipping this as a special gift. And the books is autographed. And if you do decide to join today, make sure you put a note in the comment. Someone says, I enrolled a few weeks ago and have not received the necklace. How can I follow up on it? Send a message to customer support, because we've mailed out all of the necklaces. I think there's only maybe 4 or 5 or so people whose necklaces are still needing to be mailed out. Customer support, if you all are listening, can one of you let me know if Rosario, if hers is mailed out yet? Because if it's lost in shipping, we need to know. But we've shipped them all out except for just a handful. So hang on, and I'll make sure she responds to that. Someone says, where can I find out more about the class? Just go to unlockinggreatness.com. And there's a button on there that says open enrollment, and you can join the mentorship today. And I'll make sure when I end this live, I go into the community and I talk with you for a little bit. But all of the members in their community, we've had some new members join lately. And I'll get to crying in a minute if I talk about it for too long. But I'll just say this. It touches my heart when I see people say, this exceeded my expectations. You don't understand what I learned from just one day, especially the entrepreneurs. I love when the entrepreneurs come in. And the reason I love when the entrepreneurs come in is because you all are in every kind of program known to mankind, where just about everybody's got a program out there about, hold on a second. She's one of the members I mentioned today that I will email. Okay, so Rosario, just so you know, my team is sending you an email, because when you indicated you wanted the necklace, I think you didn't put in the email which color you wanted. If you wanted black, silver, rose gold, or gold, and she didn't know which one to ship you. So she just sent me a message. I just saw it popped up, and she said, you're one of the ones that she had asked me about today. So make sure you check your email that you'll get from her later today. You got to indicate the color you want, okay? Okay, you're welcome, baby. I want to make sure you're taken care of, because I operate in honesty and integrity, and if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Oh, Sam is saying she had silver but no address. Okay, so what she's saying is that you need to put your address in there so we can make sure we ship it to you. Okay, all right, let me get back to where I was at. Any questions from anyone before I Okay, someone is saying I'm out of the loop. Let me start over a little bit. Today is open enrollment for the Unlocking Greatness community. We're allowing members to join today at the introductory rate so that people have no excuse to not get the help they need. And I'm talking personal growth, spiritual growth, and entrepreneurship. And so you're able to go to unlockinggreatness.com and sign up today, and we're giving away autographed copies of my book, as well as necklaces for new members that joined today. And so now I'm just taking a moment to read from my book a little bit while some of the newer members are joining. And by the way, if you all do join right now, make a note in here that you're joining so that I can, and let me know if you want the book so that I can write a personal message to you. But just go to unlockinggreatness.com. Okay, chapter 14. I won't apologize for going higher is what I was just reading. So let me just go a little bit longer. I wasn't willing to admit it at the time, but somehow I had a fear of actually succeeding, and that scared me. Because I knew that not everyone in my surroundings would be able to accept, appreciate, or love me at a higher level. I didn't want to leave anyone behind. I didn't want anyone to be jealous or envious of me, and I certainly didn't want anyone to be offended by my audacity to dream beyond their version of me. So I stayed low a little longer. As I walked closer with God and placed my security in Him, now catch this, you guys, I realized I didn't owe anyone an apology for elevating and becoming a better version of myself. It was not my responsibility to maintain how others perceived me, nor force them to accept who I was becoming. It was my responsibility to walk humbly in step with the Holy Spirit and to unapologetically live a life pleasing to God by serving Him with my gifts and talents as I walk in the direction He leads me. I won't apologize for that. And I can't apologize to those who struggle with my refusal to remain stagnant. I can't apologize because God has predestined me to fulfill His purpose, and I must rise to His call. That's the beginning, and it goes on. I may read a little bit more throughout it, but that's the beginning of the chapter titled, I Won't Apologize for Going Higher. You don't owe anybody an apology for going higher, baby. You don't owe anybody an apology. And I already know some of you all are thinking, but Z, I'm not apologizing. No, take a look at it at a different angle. Ask yourself, are you going all in on what God has called you to do? Some of you all are coaches and mentors and what have you. Many of you have joined the Unlocking Greatness platform. Do you know how much time I have to spend talking with the coaches and mentors and having mindset experts and guests come in just to get them to turn on their camera and begin going live? Because even though on the outside they look really strong and they look like I don't care what people think, but on the inside they're afraid of messing up or what people may think or what people may say. That's what I mean by apologizing, by staying low. Is anyone catching what I'm saying? Let me talk to you all about the end result of what we're looking for members in the Unlocking Greatness community. Because I realize there's a lot of people on this live that are not members yet, and you don't know what all of this is about. Chizzy says, God bless you, ma'am. You're a blessing to me. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Let me explain to you the end result. Primary focus for members in the Unlocking Greatness community, I'm going to talk about a couple of things. One, no more small thinking. You're going to be so guarded with not only even the words that you say to yourself, you're going to be guarded even with what you think is possible in your life. That's why we have all of these mindset training and things that go on inside of the Unlocking Greatness community. Because many of you all are unaware, mindset is 90-something% of the effort that you have to put in. The strategy is only a couple percentages. We had an expert that came in and that just talked on that. He spoke to the entrepreneurs. From this day forward, especially for those of you who decide to join, even from what you learned in the very first day, because you're going to have access to a whole retreat. It's called a necessary retreat. From day one, you're going to be understanding, wait a minute, there's no more spanking that can ever happen in my life. And you're going to be learning the proper routines and things that you need to be going through morning, throughout the day, and even at night, so that even when you wake up in the morning before your feet even hits the floor, baby, when you step on that floor, you're going to already have gone ahead of your whole day. So no more small thinking. Second thing, no more being afraid. We dive deep into not being afraid, letting go of fear, and moving in that authority and in that power that God has given you. But we also dive deep into the mindset as well. That is a major goal for members in the Unlocking Greatness community, is letting go of fear. Someone says, what are we talking about? Today is open enrollment, baby, for the Unlocking Greatness community, and I'm just explaining the end result in terms of what we strive for every member to walk into. And so one of the things is no more small thinking. Another one is no more being afraid. Another one is no more self-doubts. And another one is no procrastinations and distractions. That's probably one of the biggest ones, is allowing things to come into your life and distract you. I cannot wait for some of you to learn, how do you look at resistance or distraction when it comes your way? Someone says, finally got a copy of the book Necessary in June. I'm so happy to hear that, Stephanie. How do you look at when resistance comes your way? You all are going to learn some I don't even want to say mindset tricks or whatever, but you're going to learn new thinking patterns, is probably a better way of putting it, so that no matter what comes your way, when it comes into your life, you're going to be able to identify it, and you're going to be able to step aside from it and continue climbing up that ladder. That's one of the main goals that we have with members in the Unlocking Greatness community. And now I want to take a moment just to talk to you. Someone says, yes, distractions and procrastination. That's a huge one, Pamela, just so you're aware. That actually is one of the main tricks and tools that the enemy uses to keep you off track. And we talk about that quite a bit. I want to talk to the entrepreneurs really quickly before I close out this live. If you are a business owner, if you're running a company of any kind, and actually put in the comment section, if you are an entrepreneur or you're thinking about starting a business, let me slow down a little bit. Maybe I need to know who's on this live. Put in the comment section if you have a business or if you're running a company, or if you're thinking about starting, some sort of a business, even if it's coaching or writing a book or podcasting or whatever. Put a comment in here and let me know if that is you. I want to make sure I know that I'm talking to the right people. Okay, good. So the Queen Network says building an agency. Okay, good. I would absolutely love to talk to you. If you say building an agency, there's a lot of things you're going to need to learn to make sure you don't make mistakes along the way. Someone says, I am, okay, thinking of starting a business, thinking of starting one, aspiring business owner. Okay, when is enrollment closing? The enrollment is all today. So you can go in there and sign up. And when we do put the regular prices back, you still can sign up. You just won't get the rates that we're having in there today. But right now we still have open enrollment. We've actually had it going on for almost 3 weeks now. Someone says may write a book. Okay, aspiring business owner. Let me speak to you all, the entrepreneurs, for a moment. I wish to God you all could have been in the session we just had Wednesday, because Wednesdays is when all of the entrepreneurs come together. And we have guest speakers come in, and it's just absolutely unreal. Let me just say this to you all. Let me ask you this before I make this comment. Are you getting the results that you want right now in your business? Answer that for me and be honest. Are you getting the results that you want right now in your business? For those of you who said you're business owners. Okay, some people are saying 0%. Some people are saying no. I'm looking for some more. So for those of you who are business owners, so some people are saying not even close, right? So I'm used to this kind of response. Someone says, I'm looking to branch into cosmetology and write a book as well. Another person says, not even close. Okay, let me explain to you all something. Even if you say to me, someone says, I feel lost. Okay, I hear you, Dorcas. Even if you say to me, Z, I like you, but I'm not interested in getting in your program. I'm not into this Bible-based stuff. I don't want to learn all about this mindset stuff. I just want to get into a program where I'm just going to be learning how to make money, period. That's the forefront of my mind. I just want to make money. Because I do have some people that think like that. But even if you don't like me, and you don't want to get into anything where you'll get any kind of Bible-based teaching, mindset training, or what have you, I can't explain to you how important it is to get yourself into a program or a mentorship or a community that you do feel you want to be a part of. Because you get to choose wherever you want to go. The main thing that I'm saying to you is get into the right environment with other people who've been there and done that so that you can learn and grow and skip over a lot of the same mistakes, a lot of the mistakes that they've made. You want to get yourself into the right community. Now, here's the thing. You don't want to get yourself into a community where all they're teaching, let me rephrase that, because I have a lot of coaches in my program and I want to be sensitive to how I say this. So let me say this differently. I think it is extremely important, you all. Now, I've been in business for over 30-some years, different companies, so I'm speaking from knowledge. It is extremely important you put just as much emphasis on your spiritual and your personal growth and development, and when I say that, I'm talking mindset, as you do in your business. Because you have to get yourself into a good environment where there's no competition. People are not competing with you. People have been there and done what you're trying to do, and you're going to get poured into so that you can get the help you need. That's why I love the entrepreneur section of the Unlocking Greatness community so much, because so many entrepreneurs come in and they're thriving and growing, and many of them are doing extremely well. Some of them are still trying to figure it out. Some of them are just getting started. But what I love is how they're supporting each other. I love how they're valuing the training they're getting with mindset. I love that they're valuing the biblical, even the biblical patterns and trainings that they're getting. But I love that they're valuing the guest speakers that we have come in. They're getting themselves in the right proximity, because when you're just doing it by yourself, if it's not working, listen to me, something needs to be telling you if what I'm doing is not working and I'm not getting the results that I need, let me at least get in an environment where that growth can be fostered, where I can grow. And that's what I love about in the Unlocking Greatness community. I don't talk a lot about business, you all know that, but let me go into it now. For those who join the Unlocking Greatness community, you really have well, it's technically 3 tiers to choose from. We have our first tier, which is foundation. Foundation is for those of you who are pursuing personal development and growth. You know, you want to overcome mindset limitations. You don't want to walk around in fear. You want to learn how to deal with resistance in your life. You no longer want to have any small thinking in your life. You want to be able to make quantum leaps and have major goals in your life. That's what that whole first tier is about. You want to get your foundation solid, even with God. You want your prayer life to improve. Like you want all of that is personal. So that's on our very first level, which is our foundation, personal development. So let's start there. That's the first tier, number 1. Our second tier is for the entrepreneurs. And so the second tier is our growth plan. You get all of that personal development. Let me just be clear, because I don't think that you should have it without it. All of that personal development I just mentioned. You get to join all of those sessions, including the one this Monday, where we have a guest speaker coming. But you also get to sit in the most amazing entrepreneurial live workshop sessions. You're going to learn everything possible, from dealing with money blocks, which some of you all probably don't know what that means, but you'll learn dealing with money blocks, getting your mindset where it needs to be to run your business. Then you're going to learn a lot of business things, you know, trademarking products, how to write a book, how to private label your own products, or how to manufacture your products, right? So imagine being in a live workshop session and all that's being demonstrated and you're part of it. Does that make sense? So you learn a lot in entrepreneurship, and you get to skip over that ridiculous learning phase, because you're not doing it by yourself and you're learning from other people. Does that make sense? That's why the entrepreneurship, I believe that program is doing very, very well, because the members that are coming in, even the most recent members, they were in our session on Wednesday. And I'm not making this up. This is God honest truth. These are their words. They said, Z, this went far beyond my expectations. I did not expect that this would be like this. So that's that tier. And then the third tier, which we just opened up today. We just reopened it up today, just about maybe 2 hours ago. That's our pro tier. We don't always keep the pro tier open, just so you all know. We open it and we close it. We open it and we close it. Someone says, I haven't tuned in a while, but I appreciate your service. Welcome, baby. Welcome, welcome. Our pro tier is not always open, so we just opened it up again today about 2 hours ago. Now, if you already are a member of the Unlocking Greatness community and you've been on the wait list, I know we have some people that's been on the wait list for the inner circle. The pro is, think of the pro as like an inner circle. That's what we call that tier. So if you've already been on the wait list for the inner circle, go check your email, because my team has sent you an email to explain some things to you, because we just opened it up. But that inner circle tier, just think of it this way. You start off with foundation if you want. The second tier is all about growth, entrepreneurship, so you get personal in that. That third tier is you going global. That third tier is you taking your business, especially for those of you who are coaches, who are community builders. And for those of you who are looking to perhaps develop, you know, manufacture your own products and services and have it spread globally throughout the world, right? The third tier is for those of you who want more specialized training. You want to know, how do you get your products or services on a global reach. So just think of it as more advanced. You're learning more advanced techniques for growing your social media, more advanced techniques for running your ads, more advanced techniques for launching your products and services to the world. And the goal in that program, just so you know, we're looking for companies in that program that has a minimum threshold. They want to make a minimum of 100,000 and up. That's really what the goal is for that one. So you get to choose which tier you want to come in on. And we just opened them up today. The pro tier will not always be open because those are small inner circle sessions. So we'll open it and close it. We've had it closed now for months. We just open it up again. And you get to decide which one you want to come in on today for open enrollment. Let me see if there's any comments. And you guys can go to unlockinggreatness.com to sign up. And then I'm going to read a little bit more from Necessary. I'm going to take another break and come back again later because we're having open enrollment today, and I'm very excited to welcome new members. So let me see if there's any questions on that. The Queen Network says, yes, I'm looking forward to meeting you today, baby. And when you do join, make sure you let me know which one you want. The necklaces, again, you're going to be getting the Unbreakable necklace. And it comes with a beautiful inspirational card. It comes inside of this gift box. I'm shipping this out for free to everybody that joins today. And you can get it in gold. And we have silver. Let me hold this up again. We have, oh, this is another gold one. You have gold and we have rose gold. These are all 316L stainless steel necklaces. I had those manufactured and designed and trademark protected. And you guys are going to get that as a gift from me. Let me see if there's a question here. So good morning. What is the fee for open enrollment? You can go directly to unlockinggreatness.com. There's 3 different tiers on there. The first 2 tiers are under $50 actually for the open enrollment. That's not always going to be the case. Let me make that extremely clear. But right now for open enrollment, we've decided to last couple of weeks, actually, we put the introductory rates back on there. Now, that inner circle tier, that pro tier, that is not in that price point because that's a whole nother level of service at a much, much higher level of service that members are going to be getting. So hopefully that answers your question, baby. I'm looking to branch into cosmetology. Stephanie, I think I responded to you on that one. I think that's absolutely phenomenal. And Stephanie, if you're looking to write a book, let me talk to you about that. We did a whole session. I did an entire session with the members in the Unlocking Greatness community, teaching them how to write a book, publish a book, get the barcode and all of this and that, and how to get a book distributed worldwide. Like, you can do it yourself. I didn't hire anyone to do this. I literally on my own computer did the entire thing with Necessary. But let me explain something to you, Stephanie. You never wait until the book is done before you start promoting and building your audience for it. And that's something that you will learn as a member in the Unlocking Greatness community. Never wait. At least that's my humble opinion. Never wait until you've written it and finished the whole thing up. And then all of a sudden you start talking about it. So you're going to learn the importance of building your audience along the way. So by the time your book launches, like how we did with Necessary, you have a wide range of audience that's already been waiting for your product drop. So those are some of the things that you will learn. Let me read a little bit more from Necessary, and I'm going to close out the live for a minute just to welcome some of the newer members that are joining. The process to join, just so you all know, you just go to unlockinggreatness.com, and the link is right on there to join. You're going to have to sign a waiver, and that waiver just acknowledges that you're over 18 and you're going to respect the community guidelines and all that good stuff. And then once you join, go into the community and introduce yourself so that I can say hi to you. And our next session, by the way, let me talk about that. Our next live workshop session is this Monday. We have a special guest speaker coming. She's going to be speaking at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You all make sure, if you don't do anything else, you attend that session. It's going to be extremely good. She's a specialist. She teaches facilitators all around the world. She's one of the people that had a tremendous impact on my life. I actually wrote about her in Necessary in chapter 3 when I said I went to this lady's house and I told her I would never come back again. I laugh about it now because I love her tremendously, but she's a powerhouse. She's written a tremendous amount of books. I don't even know how many books she's written. She's written a lot, but she's going to be speaking this coming Monday to all of the members in the Unlocking Greatness community. And she's going to be teaching us about how do we deal with friction. When there is friction in our lives, what do we define as friction and how do we respond to that? It's going to be good. And she's going to be teaching about what is keeping you from walking in your flow. Someone says, what's the web address again? Unlockinggreatness.com. Or you can just go to the link in my bio, but it's unlockinggreatness.com. And as soon as you sign up, go into the community, by the way, so I can meet you. But so she's going to be talking about how do we overcome friction? How do we define what friction is? And you all, she's so good. She's one of the people in my corner in my life that even when I'm having, to this day, one of my roughest days, even though she lives states away, I would call her. And she still takes my call, believe it or not. And she's just like, Z, what's going on? I know you have a lot on your plate. I know you lead a lot of people. I'm here for you. And she is so incredibly gifted and talented, this woman. She literally has taught facilitators all around the world. So she's going to be coming in this Monday. And she's going to be leading the workshop. I'm going to be there as well, but she's going to be leading that workshop Monday. Watch what happens Monday after that workshop is over, how you walk away differently. Watch what happens. Watch how your mindset is going to be shifted. Watch how you're going to begin to look at friction in an entirely different way. Watch how you're going to learn the value. She says she's going to teach about self-compassion. She said, Z, people do not even exercise self-compassion, and most people don't even know what that means. Watch what you're going to learn. The reason I can say watch what you're going to learn is because she sort of went over with me on, I think it was Monday. She spoke to me for a little bit because we kind of talked about what she's going to go through. By the time she was done just explaining to me, I was just like, not only have you helped me, you have completely unlocked some things in me that I didn't even know was there. I said, the members are going to absolutely love it. So I want you all to know, I really make sure by God's grace, I go out of my way to get some of the best speakers and people to come into this platform to train you all on a weekly basis. It's very, very important to me, not only for personal development and personal growth, but entrepreneur as well. Does that make sense, you all? Hopefully that makes sense to you all. And in the business community, here's what I do want to tell you all. You all better get ready, because now we're going to start having more AI courses. And that's at no extra charge to you all. I've reached out to another AI specialist and I said, hey, I know all this AI stuff is a big deal. And I know it's going to be a whole lot of billionaires made off of this. And I said, but most people, at least in my circles, we don't know a whole lot about this. And I said, I want to know, can you come into the platform? And I really want the members, especially the entrepreneurs, this is for the entrepreneurs, I want them to take their knowledge and their use of AI to another level so that in their businesses, they don't get left behind. So you all get the point what I do now? I use the connections that God has given me in life, and I go out there and find some of the best and say, hey, can you come in and teach my people? So just wanted to bring that up to you all. So that's why on Wednesday, after we had our live workshop session, and they don't know, I went home and cried. I got in my closet and I just got on my floor and cried. They don't know I did. And I cried because so many of the members, we've had people join from the UK, from Africa, from Germany, from all over. The chat was going so fast. So many people were just like, this far exceeded my expectations, and you don't even understand what's been unlocked in me. And Z, I've never been a part of something like this, where we feel safe, we're protected, the community is loving, there's no competition, people are supporting each other. We get the help we need spiritually. We get the help we need in our mindset. And now we're turning around and getting the help that we need so we can grow our company and produce generational wealth for our companies. Like, where do you find this? And even at this price. So I went home and I just bawled. I was in my closet. I got on the floor and I just bawled. And I just said, God, I know the vast majority of the world don't even know what they really get as a member in the Unlocking Greatness community. But I'm going to leave it in your hands to spread it to the world. I told God, this is your community. These are your people. Continue to show favor in my lives that I'm able to get the right people in here to help teach and train so we can go to new levels. And one of the things that made me cry, and I talked about this earlier, we had a member that joined, and she said, I talked about this earlier today. She said something like, I've kind of given up on religion. And those were not her exact words, but bottom line is, she's just been through a lot, as we all have. And she's just not really into this whole Christian thing, but she's just like, my friend told me I really need to get in here, Z. I really need to get in here because it's a good community and get help. And she don't know, she made me cry like a baby when I got home, because she said, I'm so glad I did. She said, this is really, really one of the best decisions I've made. I'm so glad I didn't know that it was like this. I don't know if she thought people was going to be preaching at her or something. So when it was over, she just said, I'm so glad I did. Now, she don't know I went home and cried. And the reason I went home and cried is because I thought, you all, my primary goal is for you all to draw closer to God and sit in his presence. All the other things come as a benefit. Of course, to grow your wealth and income, which, you know, she's in the entrepreneur thing, right? Of course, to grow in your mindset and all of that, and your self-compassion and all that. But my primary goal, let me just be very clear, is to encourage you to sit in the presence of God and to step boldly into that leadership position that God has given you, baby. That's why I just read a little bit from my book. I won't apologize for going higher. That's my primary goal. Step into that leadership role and get out there as a leader and lead your own communities and do what God has called you to do. So to hear someone say, I'm really not into Christianity as much as I used to. I've been hurt by a lot of, I guess I'll call it church hurt, a lot of stuff. And she said, but I'm just so glad I came. She don't know what that meant for me is, my God, thank you, Father. Thank you that she felt safe enough and she felt encouraged enough and she gained knowledge that she is now drawing back into your presence. So I know I didn't even have to share that. All right. Let me see if there's any last questions. I'm going to be, someone says, I'm a current student and recommend Z's community. Oh, Carla, thank you. Carla says, yes, she spoke so much. Yeah, Carla, you were there. She was really, really, really wonderful. She don't even know that I cried like a baby when I got home. It was just so beautiful, her words. Carla says, hugs showing up for you. Hugs Z showing up for you. Thank you, Carla. I loved what one of the other members said too, that she didn't even sign up for the program. Somebody gifted it to her. Many people don't know you can gift the program to someone as well. And so this was her first session with us. And she's an entrepreneur, an amazing, amazing young woman. I think she's going to do phenomenal. But I love that she said, this was gifted to me by someone. I don't know, was it a graduation gift or whatever, but someone gifted it to her, a one-year membership, by the way. And she just said this was just absolutely unbelievable. Like, this was unreal. I think she started her own coaching program or something. And she says, I've learned so much just from this one session. My goodness, I'm so glad I'm in here. So anyway, I love you all. Someone says Z's community is honest and genuine. Thank you, baby. Someone says gifting is a nice gesture. Yes, many people don't know. So if you're interested in gifting it to someone, you can go to unlockinggreatness.com and then you can click on the contact us link and just send us an email and just say, hey, I'm interested in gifting this to someone. Can you send me the link so I can gift it? And you can actually gift a one-year membership to someone. For the rest of you all, I look forward to meeting you. Today is open enrollment. We're having open enrollment all day. I will be mailing off wish this can call some people over. Have a great Friday. Thank you, Carla. For those who are joining today, just so you all know, you are getting the Unlocking Greatness, the Unbreakable collection. You're going to get the necklace. It comes with a beautiful gift card that's inside of it with a message that talks about I'm unbreakable because of God who lives within me. So when you do join, just so my support team don't have to be emailing you back and forth, as soon as you join, you're going to be getting an email from us, a welcome email and all of that. Please make sure you reply and let us know what color necklace you want. Some of you all are joining and you're forgetting to reply and let us know. So let me know if you want the gold one, if you want the silver, the rose gold, or the black. I'm mailing these out completely free of charge. I'm actually paying for shipping as well to the new members that joined today. And this is my special unbreakable necklace. And this is meant to remind you that you're unbreakable. Or if you don't want a necklace, if you want to get an autographed copy if necessary, put that in the email. Just let my customer support team know that, hey, I prefer the autographed book, so that I'll know which one to send you all. Okay, let me know if you all have any questions. I'm going to read a little bit more from Necessary. I welcome you all to open enrollment. For those who joined, our next live workshop session is this Monday for members only. We have a special guest speaker that's coming in. When you do join, you have access to the Necessary retreat. You have access to a lot of stuff, but I don't want to overload you with all of that. But make sure if you join today, go into the community and introduce yourself so that I can go in there and greet you and officially welcome you. So you can just go to unlockinggreatness.com, and it only takes a minute to register. You will have to sign a waiver form. Let me be clear on that. And let me make one other thing clear as well before I read this and close out. When you do join, I always highly recommend that you get the annual plan. And the reason I recommend the annual is because you get access to all of the recordings, all of the master classes. And we've had some guest speakers come in that, you know, we may not be able to get them to come back and speak again, right? But you have access to all of the recordings that you've missed. So I always recommend the annual plan. All right. Let me read a little bit more from I Won't Apologize to Going Higher. And I'm going to take another break, and I'm going to go into the community and meet some of the newer people that are signing up now. And if you all have a question in the meantime, go ahead and type it into the chat so that I can answer it. And for those of you who are just joining, we're having open enrollment the entire day today. So that's what I'm working on right now. Okay, so I was just reading from I Won't Apologize from Going Higher. For those of you who have your book, you can turn to Necessary and turn to page 169. I'm just going to read just a little bit more. And again, I'm reading from chapter 14, I Won't Apologize for Going Higher. As I began to focus on how I can use my gifts and talents to serve God, I had to allow God to transform me even when it upset others. One of the biggest hurdles I had to overcome was letting go by allowing people to think whatever they chose to think about me as I began to set healthy boundaries in my life. Let me pause 1 second on that. As a member of the Unlocking Greatness community, in the very first, I think it's the first week, if not the second week, because you're going to be walking through a retreat, you're going to be learning about setting some healthy boundaries in your life. You're going to go through a whole series on, it's called Letting Go. There's no way you can climb the higher grounds and keep all that same baggage with you. So you're going to be challenged. I'm not going to tell you what to let go of. You need to decide that. But you're going to be challenged to start letting go of some things and developing some healthy boundaries. That's very important for your growth. But anyway, let me keep reading. One of the biggest hurdles I had to overcome was letting go by allowing people to think whatever they chose to think about me as I began to set healthy boundaries in my life. I had to let go of desires and activities that held me down. I had to let go of the fear of disappointing those I love by not remaining in the boxes they built for me. I had to let go of past failures and try again. I want to pause on that just a second, you all. For some of you, it's going to be very difficult to let go of the boxes that others have built you in. The name of the book is Necessary, baby. Necessary. That's one of the most difficult things I've seen people having to let go of. And especially, believe it or not, for the mothers. Because when I roll as a mother, you all know I have 4 kids, they're all adults now. But you know, you roll as a mother. I don't want to go into too much detail about this. I talk a lot more specifically when we're on a live workshop together. But when you're as a mother, you have other responsibilities. I've seen mothers be so incredibly guilty for thinking of themselves or for pursuing their goals and dreams, right? Or for stepping out of the boxes that others have them in, right? And I don't want to go into more detail on this on a live, but we get pretty personal with this topic because mothers have a hard time with that. And most importantly, I had to let go of me. My God. I had to let go of my pride and arrogance that I thought was best for my life, and placing God in the driver's seat and trusting his navigation. There's a time in life when we spiritually mature from milk to solid foods. That's 1 Corinthians 3:2, by the way. Simply going to church and praying a few times a week did not satisfy my desire to walk closely with the Lord. I needed more. I needed more of him and less of me. That's John 3:30. I had to go higher. Higher in my prayer life and higher in my worship and praise. That was not easy to do because I experienced many hardships and setbacks, and the thought of trusting God's master plan for my life without me approving the blueprint was a scary concept, but I couldn't stay low. You all, before I close this live out, this is my challenge to you. You can't stay low, not another day. But I couldn't stay low. I couldn't continue to simply wonder what my life would be like if I truly threw off everything that hindered me and aimed for higher grounds, a higher prayer life, a higher mindset, a higher version of myself that completely transformed my life. I just couldn't stay low any longer by walking safely along the sidelines, never really going all in on my purpose. Never really going all in to pursue my dreams and aiming to please others instead of pleasing God and his purpose for my life. A Bible passage that really changed my outlook on life was Ecclesiastes 9:10, believed to have been written by King Solomon. It states, and I quote, "Whatever your hands find to do, do with all your might. For in the realm of the dead where you are going, there's neither working nor planning nor knowledge nor wisdom." In an earlier chapter, he also wrote, "For death is the destiny of every man. The living should take this to heart." That's Ecclesiastes 7:2. Now, I'm going to stop right there because I'm going to take a break from this live. Many of you are aware, many of you are already aware that I lost my son. And at the end of writing Necessary, that's when he unexpectedly passed away. What I want to remind you all of is this. No one is promised tomorrow. And it is your role, whether you join a mentorship program or not, you get to decide what you want to do. That's on you. We're going to be fine either way, and I'd love to have you. But whatever you decide to do, I need you to remember, we only are given so much time. And you need to make really good use of your time while you are above ground. No one ever could have told me that would be the last day that I spoke to my son that morning before he unexpectedly passed away. So my primary role, Linda says, amen. Thank you, Linda. My primary role with the Unlocking Greatness community, with every single member in this community, is that you make good use of your time. You learn, you grow, you allow yourself to be poured into. So allow us to give to you and pour into you and build you up, right? Spiritually, professionally, personally, entrepreneur, all of that, right? But you get out there and you deploy those gifts to the world. And you stop apologizing for going higher by staying low another day. So before I close this live out, I want you all to put in the comment section, I won't stay low. Those are the comments I want to hear. I won't stay low. That's a decision you have to make for yourself. I won't stay low any longer because God has created me to soar. And I may not be pleased with the results and everything that's going on in my life right now, but that's not an excuse for me. I'm not going to stay low. God has created me to soar. I'm says I won't stay low. Stephanie says I won't stay low no more. Amen, Stephanie. Justin says I won't stay low. Rosalia says I won't stay low. Gary says I won't stay low. Me says I won't stay low. Aquarius says I won't stay low no more. Janice says I won't stay low. Kat says I won't stay low. God is my creator. Sheena says I won't stay low. Soul says I won't stay low. God has created you to soar, baby. You're created for more. Empowerment says I refuse to stay low. So I'll tell you all something I didn't know. I didn't know a tremendous amount of my growth and progress had anything at all to do with my mindset and with the people that I surrounded myself with. I grew up, I don't know about you all, I'll be in a couple more years from now, I'll be 60 years old, right? And if you've read my book, Necessary, you already know my story. But I grew up, obviously I grew up in poverty. That's another subject I won't go into. But my mother was an amazing woman, God rest her soul. But I didn't grow up with the mindset of even understanding how important it is that my mindset is trained and developed, and that I know how to look at situations as an intelligent person, purely even from the sake of looking at it from mindset. I didn't grow up valuing coaching and mentoring and all of that. One, we didn't have the money, so that was not even on our radar, period. I only grew up with the mindset of, because everyone in my family is a preacher or minister or deacon or first lady, just about everybody, or a prophetess. Like my whole family has one of those titles. Almost everybody I know, or at the very least, a intercessor. So that's my whole family. And I'm thinking through everybody now, cousins, aunts, uncles, you name it, right? So I grew up in church my whole life. That's not new to me, right? Read my Bible my whole life. I didn't know that there's many times I was counseling out my own prayers because, first of all, I didn't even know what it meant to be an ear of God, which you're going to learn a lot about that. But I didn't even know that my mindset had a whole lot to do with this. And I didn't know, as I read through scriptures and things, when Jesus says, you know, when the Bible teaches us, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, I honestly just thought that means I just need to keep praying a lot more, right? Or just keep reading my Bible a lot more. Or just sit and just think positive thoughts all the time. I didn't even know what that meant. And so what I'm grateful for, I've asked God, this will be the last thing I say before I close out. I've asked God, I said, God, work in partnership with me. I know people all around the world need mentorship, need help, need guidance. Can you create an atmosphere, God, and give me wisdom, bring in guest speakers, bring in the people we need? My primary goal is for this to come alive to you. That's it. Yes, I want you to step into leadership. Yeah, I want you to deploy your gifts to the world. I sure do. I want the word of God to come alive in your life for you. You may say, Z, what do you mean by that? I don't even know what you're talking about. I want the word of God to come alive for you. I want you to read a scripture and I want you to know what that means. I'm not talking just the text. So when you read a scripture that says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, I want you to know what that means. How do I be transformed by the renewing of my mind, Z? What am I supposed to do? Like just sit and think positive thoughts all the time or just keep praying? So much more than that, baby. I want the word of God to come alive. When you read, asking it shall be given to you, seeking you'll find, knocking the door will be open. You know how many people that are like, I'm asking, but I'm not seeing it. I'm seeking, but I'm not finding it. Because they think that it's just the words. They're not even aware that it's not so much just the words that you're saying. Are you kidding? That's just the very first level. So my goal inside of the Unlocking Greatness community, yes, raise up in the leadership. Yes, rule over your God-given assignment. Absolutely create generational wealth and blessings for you and your family and for the kingdom. That's why I'm just in love with the entrepreneur community. If you join and get in the growth plan, you'll know what I mean. I'm all about that. In fact, this month and next month, they're being challenged to make quantum leaps in their businesses and in their lives. But guess what? We're having to deal so much with the mindset first so they can get there. It's not that God is holding them back. It's not that they don't have the right strategy. So I'm all about that. But I want to come alive so that when people look at our lives, you all, I know I'm going off track, but just let me say this before I close out. When people look at your life, you need to be a living epistle. That means that when they see your life, they need to see a reflection of Christ. When they see your life, they need to see the fullness of God. Spiritually, personally, financially, with your business, your growth, all of it, the fullness of God. That is the main aim inside of the Unlocking Greatness community. That's why I invite all of these people coming in. That's why now I'm having more AI specialists come in because I'm like, no, they're not going to be left behind. No. All of these business owners who are doing things that could take maybe a minute to do for some of these tasks and things. No, let me get a specialist that can come in at no extra charge to the members, by the way. Let me be clear on that, so that they can be able to make some quantum leaps in their businesses and grow and not be doing routines that other people are running ahead of them. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. My main prayer is you all step into leadership. You stop apologizing by staying low. And you get my challenge to you before I close out. If you are not pleased with the results that are happening in your life right now, and if you've been praying, God, I need something, like this ain't working. I need a mentor. I need a community. I need to be around the right people. The door is open. God has called me to open the door. So I'm letting you all know the door is open. You all can go to unlockinggreatness.com and join the Unlocking Greatness community. We have the open introductory rates back on there. You literally have no excuse at this point. The door is open to get the help that you need. I don't believe in begging people to do anything or forcing people to do anything. The only thing that I can tell you is if you've been praying and you want to get the help and get the resources, the door's open with unlockinggreatness.com, and I'm looking forward to welcoming you all. I love you all. I love you. We're going to have open enrollment going all throughout the day. I'm going to continue to send out my unbreakable necklace. This is my personal collection, and it's going to come shipped in one of these personalized, I don't know if you all can even see it. It's going to come shipped in one of these personalized boxes, and I'm going to be shipping this out as a special gift. And even if you decide, you know what, I don't want to join the Unlocking Greatness community, but I want that necklace, you can go to unlockinggreatness.com and just click on that shop button and just buy it yourself. They sell for $40 plus shipping, so you just get it yourself. But for the members that join, you're getting this mailed out to you today for free. Just indicate if you want the gold, the silver, the rose gold, or the black. And if you don't want a necklace, let me know that you want a book, and I'm going to personally autograph it for you and send you a copy of the book for free for all of those who joined today. All right, let me see if there's any last comments in here. I'm going to close out. We're going live all throughout the day. I need to take a little bit of a break. Justine says, thank you so much. You're welcome, Justine. So when you someone says, how do I join? Just go to unlockinggreatness.com. We have as soon as you go there, there's a link on there to join. It really should be a big banner on there that just says open enrollment, join now. This is our third time having an open enrollment. I want to be very clear because I operate in honesty and integrity. When I do change those prices back, and I'm waiting for God to give me the green light, because I would love to change them now, to be honest. You will be locked in at the introductory rate. I don't know if you realize how valuable that is. So right now, the introductory rates are still on there. Our first two membership tiers for personal development or for entrepreneurship are still under $50. So now is absolutely the time to get in there, and I highly recommend you get the annual plan. Not only do you save even more, but you get access to all of the master classes and workshop sessions. If you get the monthly plan, you get access just to the most recent, like the ones within the month. But I highly recommend getting the annual, because some people have gotten in the program and then they're like, oh man, I would love to have access to everything. Well, you already chose to do monthly instead of annual, so I recommend that. So we have three tiers. I'm speaking to Patrice. We have three tiers. We have the foundation plan, which is for personal development, if that's what your focus is. And if you're in that plan, I'll see you this Monday, by the way. We have the growth tier, which is for entrepreneurs. And I personally feel that there's entrepreneurship in each and every last one of us. You all want to know what happens too? Let me just say this. I keep saying I'm going to close out, and yet I keep talking. Most people, when they do join that first tier of the foundation, what you all don't know is many of them, it don't even take that long. They're like, Z, how do I upgrade? Like, I really got to get into this entrepreneur. You want to know why? Because they learn, even in the first day, let alone the first week or two, more. As members have said, Z, you don't understand in one day what I've learned just from the first day of being in the retreat. You don't understand. So when the perception gets right and you begin to get those fears out of the way, all of a sudden you start walking in kingship. All of a sudden you want to write that book. All of a sudden you want to start that nonprofit. And so many of them end up getting into the entrepreneurship shortly after. So I would say, even if you think you may want to start a business or write a book or do whatever, get in the entrepreneurship one right away so you can be locked in at that rate. So anyway, that second tier is the growth tier, Patrice. And then the third tier, we just opened it back up today. It's been closed for months. We just opened it up about 3 hours ago. And I'm not sure how long we'll keep it open, but we open it up and we close it really quickly. We open it and we close it really quickly. That's our pro tier. And that's primarily for a small amount of you all, probably less than 5% of people on this live, who are ready to take their coaching or their community program on a global basis. Or maybe you're ready to do what I did, manufacture, design, and get your own products spread out globally or whatever. So those are people that are ready to, their main goal is a minimum of 6 figures a year for their businesses, and they just want greater speed. So they get more advanced training from anything you can imagine, from growing your branding, your social media channels, to manufacturing your products, to getting your community launched. Those are people that are looking to have a coaching program very similar to mine. They're looking to get their book launched throughout the world, and they want to follow the process that I went through. Does that make sense? So that pro tier is for a specific type of person that really, instead of 6 months something happening, they want to see it happen in many cases in 6 weeks. So anyway, that's what that pro tier is for. We just opened it up about 3 hours ago. For members in the Unlocking Greatness community, let me say this again and again so there's no confusion. If you're already a member of the Unlocking Greatness community, I know a number of you all have been on a wait list for the Inner Circle tier to open, which we just opened that pro tier up today. Check your email. Because if you are already on the wait list, my team sent you an email just so you know what to do. So you can definitely get in the Inner Circle, the pro tier today. We just opened it up. Just want you all to know, because I know some of you all have been waiting a while, and some of you all have sent me emails a number of times saying, Z, when is the pro tier going to open back up? And so I just want you all to know I just opened it up about I think 3 hours ago. We just opened it up, and not sure how long we'll keep it open today, but it's open right now. Okay, what was that question again, baby? I'm sorry I missed it. Someone else asked how did they join. I just explained all of that, but just go to unlockinggreatness.com, and all you do is you pick the program you want and you sign the waiver. And as soon as you sign the waiver, you're going to get instant access into the program, and you're going to have access into the community, the business community, the Hold Me Accountable, the retreat is just phenomenal. And I'll be seeing you Monday at our next live workshop session. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions in here, you all. I love you all. I love you. Thank you for joining the Unlocking Greatness Open Enrollment. If there's any people you all know that's going through some things and really can use the help, and especially even if there's some entrepreneurs or business owners or people that are just getting their program off the ground, definitely tell them about the Unlocking Greatness community. There's a lot of amazing things happening. When I come back again live a little bit later, I'm going to take a break right now. I'm going to read to you all some of the recent comments and quotes from members in the community, some of the recent comments and quotes that they've just given us, especially for some of the newer members that just joined, because they're the ones that, my God, you know, they've said, Z, this is just far beyond what I even expected. Like, you know, what community does this and at this rate? Like, one member said, where do you get Bible-based teaching, a tremendous amount of personal development and mindset training, and all the tools that you need to grow your business with all of the specialists we have coming in? Like, where do you get this? This is unheard of for this price point. So for those of you who will be joining me later when I go live again, I'll probably read some of those testimonies from them. Every video testimony on my homepage is genuine testimony from someone that gave a real testimony, just so you all know. We actually have even more that we're putting up today. Some of the newer members that just joined said, see, I want to give a video testimony. And by the way, thank you all for those who said that. Thank you. Thank you for even volunteering and saying, Z, I'm really blown away by this program. Can I give a video testimony? So I encourage you all to, at the very least, go to unlockinggreatness.com and just watch the video testimonies. Those are real community members, and those are their words. And anyway, I love them all so much. Tori says, you're so full of wisdom. I love your videos. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I'm getting ready to close this out. The Wisdom House within us says, hello, Mama Zoo. Hey, baby. Hello. If you all have a last minute question for me, let me know really quickly, because I'm going to start closing it out. All right. Bye-bye. All righty, you guys. I'm going to start closing out these sessions. Unless you have a question for me, I'll close it out. Let me know if there's a question you have really quickly. Love you all. Let me go ahead and close it out. Bye-bye. Love you all. The Wisdom House, I don't know if you had a question for me. I know that you just joined in here, so I'll hold on for a minute with you. Bye, you guys. Bye-bye. All right, I'm closing out some of these lives. I've got 2 more open here. Love you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following. If any of you all had a quick question for me, go ahead and ask it really quickly before I close out this live. And I will be going live again later today before we officially close out everything. All right, love you.